Do dolphins dream? The concept of dreaming as we experience it, with vivid narratives and emotional content, is hard to prove in animals, especially dolphins. 1. Unihemispheric slow-wave sleep. This is the most remarkable aspect of dolphin sleep, and it sets them apart from most mammals. Instead of going into a deep, full brain sleep like us, dolphins sleep with one half of their brain awake and one eye open. The other half of the brain goes into slow-wave sleep. They alternate which half is resting every few hours. Why they do this? This unique sleep pattern allows them to continue swimming, to breathe and maintain body temperature, and stay vigilant for predators, while still getting essential brain rest. Implication for dreaming. Because they don't enter a full deep sleep state, where both hemispheres are simultaneously in REM, rapid eye movement sleep, the stage most associated with vivid dreaming in humans, it's unlikely they experience dreams in the exact same way we do. 2. REM sleep. In most mammals, including humans, REM sleep is characterized by rapid eye movements, muscle paralysis, and intense brain activity often associated with dreaming. Dolphins and REM. Dolphins exhibit very little, if any, true REM sleep. This is likely due to the demands of needing to surface to breathe and maintain muscle tone for swimming, which is incompatible with the muscle paralysis that defines REM in many species. If they did enter full REM, they might drown. 3. Signs of brain activity during unihemispheric slow-wave sleep. Even though it's not full REM, the half of the dolphin brain in slow-wave sleep is still active. It's plausible that this brain activity could involve processing daily experiences, consolidating memories, or even generating some form of internal mental imagery or simulations, which might be their version of dreaming. We just don't have a way to ask them what they're seeing or feeling. So, while dolphins don't seem to have the kind of dreaming we do due to their unique sleep needs, it's very possible they have a different, perhaps more subtle, form of mental processing during their partial sleep states that serves a similar function to our dreams. They're processing a ton of sensory information and have incredible memories, so it stands to reason their brains would continue to work through that information, even when resting. Dolphins and love. Strong social bonds. Dolphins are super social and form tight, long-lasting bonds within their pods. They recognize individuals, cooperate, and have a clear sense of who's part of their inner circle. This kind of deep connection is often linked to love. Empathy and care. They've been seen showing a lot of care for each other, like supporting sick or injured pod members and even protecting humans from danger. This kind of altruistic behavior suggests they can feel for others and act on those feelings. Complex emotional lives. Their brains are structured in a way that supports complex emotions, and they display behaviors that indicate joy, grief, and even affection. The way they mourn their young, for example, is very poignant and shows a deep emotional investment. Dolphins and death and grieving. Yes, it's clear from scientific observations that dolphins absolutely experience death and grieving. It's one of the most poignant aspects of their emotional lives. Here's what researchers have found. Mourning rituals. Dolphins have been widely observed carrying their dead calves or companions for days, sometimes even weeks, refusing to let go. This behavior is interpreted by many scientists as a form of mourning or grieving, showcasing a deep emotional bond with the deceased individual. Empathy and loss. Their highly developed brains and complex social structures allow them to form strong attachments. The loss of a pod member, especially offspring, can be a significant emotional event, leading to behavioral changes that reflect sorrow or distress. Beyond instinct. This grieving behavior goes beyond simple instinct. It's thought to be a manifestation of their capacity for empathy and their ability to understand and respond to the loss of a loved one, much like humans and some other highly intelligent animals. Dolphins are expressive creatures, and based on their complex behaviors and brain structures, we see a range of emotions in them. Here are some of the key ones that scientists and observers have identified. Joy, playfulness. They're famous for their playful antics, like leaping, surfing, and chasing each other. This often seems to be an expression of pure joy or happiness. Empathy. Dolphins frequently show concern for others, both within their pod and even towards humans. This includes helping injured individuals and protecting others from danger. Grief, sorrow. The heartbreaking observations of dolphins carrying their deceased young or companions for extended periods are widely interpreted as a form of mourning or deep sorrow. affection, love, their strong social bonds, long-term friendships, and behaviors like petting each other suggest deep affection and something akin to love for their pod members. Distress, fear. Like any animal, they exhibit signs of distress or fear when threatened or in danger. Frustration, boredom. In some controlled environments, dolphins have shown signs of frustration or boredom, especially when not mentally stimulated, which points to their need for challenging activities. Their sophisticated communication and highly developed limbic system, the brain's emotional center, really underscore the richness and depth of their emotional lives. Human brains and emotions and neurotransmitters. Our brains are really the central command center for all these experiences and concepts. Let's break down how the brain plays a role in each. Love. This isn't just one feeling. It's a complex cocktail of emotions and motivations. When we experience love, our brain activates reward pathways, releasing neurochemicals like dopamine for pleasure and motivation, oxytocin for bonding and attachment, and vasopressin. It involves regions associated with pleasure, social connection, and even fear regulation. The brain essentially creates a powerful drive for connection and well-being related to another. Hate. On the flip side, hate often involves strong negative emotions like anger, disgust, and fear. Brain areas like the insula, involved in disgust and pain, the anterior cingulate cortex, conflict monitoring, and the amygdala, fear and aggression, are highly active. It's a powerful aversion response, often fueled by perceived threat, injustice, or a desire for harm. Death. The brain's role in experiencing death is the cessation of its activity. When brain activity, especially in the brainstem, which controls vital functions, ceases permanently, that's clinical death. For understanding and grieving death, the brain is processing immense loss. Areas involved in memory, emotion, and social cognition, like the prefrontal cortex for understanding and the limbic system for emotional processing, work together to help us cope with and comprehend the finality of death. Life. The brain is fundamentally what enables conscious life as we know it. It coordinates all bodily functions, processes sensory information, allows us to move, think, feel, and interact with the world. Without a functioning brain, the biological processes that constitute life and a sentient being cannot occur. It's the organ that integrates everything into a coherent, living experience. Today, tomorrow, yesterday, sense of time is largely handled by a network of brain regions, not just one. Now, today, our perception of the present moment involves sensory processing and immediate awareness. The parietal cortex is important for attention to the present, and the frontal lobes for maintaining current thoughts and actions. Yesterday, memory, past. This relies heavily on memory systems, particularly the hippocampus, for forming new memories and recalling episodic events, and parts of the cerebral cortex, where long-term memories are stored and retrieved. Tomorrow, planning future. Anticipating the future is a function of the prefrontal cortex. This area is crucial for planning, decision-making, setting goals, and imagining future scenarios. It allows us to simulate potential outcomes and prepare for them. So, in essence, our brain is the architect of our entire inner and outer world, shaping everything from our deepest emotions to our understanding of time itself. Dolphin brains and emotions and neurotransmitters. Dopamine plays a super important role in dolphins, much like it does in many other mammals, including humans. It's largely considered the reward and motivation neurotransmitter. Reward system. Dopamine is heavily involved in the brain's reward pathways. When a dolphin experiences something pleasurable or achieves a desired outcome, like successfully catching prey, playing, or engaging in social interaction, dopamine is released. This reinforces the behavior, making the dolphin more likely to repeat it. Motivation and drive. This neurotransmitter helps drive motivation. It creates the anticipation and desire for rewards, pushing dolphins to seek out food, engage in mating, or participate in cooperative behaviors that benefit the pod. Vocalization and communication. Interestingly, some research suggests a link between dopamine and dolphin vocals. For example, specific victory squeals made by dolphins after successfully performing a task are thought to be associated with dopamine release, acting as a natural reward signal. Oxytocin, often called the love hormone or bonding hormone, plays a significant role in dolphins, very similar to its functions in humans and other social mammals. Social bonding and attachment. Oxytocin is released during positive social interactions and is crucial for strengthening and maintaining social bonds. In dolphins, this includes mother-calf bonds, friendships within their pods, and cooperative alliances. Studies have even shown that oxytocin levels can vary across different bond types in bottlenose dolphins, with dependent calves often having high levels in their blood, highlighting its role in critical early life attachments. Welfare and well-being. Researchers are exploring oxytocin as a potential indicator of positive welfare in dolphins. Levels of oxytocin in their epidermal tissue, skin, can fluctuate, and understanding these changes can help scientists assess their emotional states and overall well-being. For example, lower oxytocin levels might be associated with periods of stress or negative welfare indicators. Reinforcing affiliative behaviors. When dolphins engage in physical contact, synchronized swimming, or other cooperative behaviors that reinforce group cohesion, oxytocin is likely involved in making these interactions feel rewarding and desirable, thus encouraging more social engagement. Essentially, oxytocin helps dolphins form the deep, complex social relationships that are so central to their lives, contributing to their emotional well-being and the stability of their pods. Vasopressin is another key neuropeptide that plays a multifaceted role in dolphin physiology and behavior, much like its action in other mammals. It's often linked with both physiological functions and social behavior. Here's a breakdown of its likely roles in dolphins. Water balance and osmoregulation. One of vasopressin's primary physiological roles, often referred to as antidiuretic hormone, ADH, is to regulate water balance in the body. For marine mammals like dolphins, maintaining proper water balance in a saltwater environment is critical. Vasopressin helps the kidneys reabsorb water, preventing dehydration. Studies have investigated the correlation between urinary vasopressin and the water content of food in bottlenose dolphins, highlighting its importance in water conservation. Stress response. Vasopressin is involved in the body's stress response. It works alongside cortisol, another stress hormone, within the hypothalamic, pituitary adrenal, HPA axis to help the body respond to and recover from stressful situations. While cortisol might be the primary stress hormone often measured, vasopressin modulates this response. Social behavior and aggression. In many species, vasopressin is known to influence a range of social behaviors, including social recognition, pair bonding, and even aggression. While research specifically on dolphins is ongoing, given their complex social structures and interactions, it's highly probable that vasopressin contributes to their social dynamics, potentially affecting social recognition, how they identify and respond to familiar versus unfamiliar individuals, social communication, modulating signals exchanged during social interactions, territoriality or protective behaviors. In some species, vasopressin can be involved in male aggression and territorial defense. So, vasopressin in dolphins helps them manage their internal physiological state, especially water regulation, and very likely plays a role in shaping their social interactions and responses to their environment. Thank you for listening to Dolphin Tape 002, Do Dolphins Dream? Love and Grieve? For further information, go to www.speakdolphin.com or contact me at speakdolphin@mac.com. Let's keep learning together. Jack Kasowitz.